Alright guys, so the time is I don't even know what time it is. Hold on. It is 3:58. Alright. So far we've used 0.61 kilowatt hours. This device has been connected for 4 hours and 3 minutes. Right now it's hooked up. There's 120 volts going through there. And we used about 8 cents at a rate of 14 cents per kilowatt. We've used 6.1. Okay, so 60 hertz and 13, 80. Right now there's 84 watts going through at 0.93 amps, 120 volts. Okay, 84 watts. Well, what is that? Well, that's the computer. If you remember, guys, I had the computer on basically just to show y'all you know how my setup is. Now it is kind of messy in here, guys. I'm gonna go through the trailer real quick. So I have some time to kill, but this is what I use to mix up my colors. I have all the paints there for Diamond R&M. I have a welding mask. Every now and then I do have to weld. I have a welder back there. It's a Hobart MIG welder without gas. I use flexible wire. I have a backup turbine. In these two bins, I have a bunch of cans like this of paint that I use just from PPG, Deltron, all kinds of different paints mixed up in there that I have to special order. Over the years, guys, I accumulated. Top shelf, okay. I have a bunch of just rags and Scotch pads and gloves, dirty rags. I have my scale here, some jack stands there just in case. Miscellaneous stuff here. I think this is tape. These are my guns. Shelf number 2, shelf number 1. I have my 10-pound dent puller, wax and grease, some other miscellaneous tools over there. I think that's a hammer and dolly set over there. I also have paints in this big container here. All kinds of paints. Drill. I usually have a big old pack of paper towels. Down here I have, extra gallons of just leftover paint. Primer. This is my commercial paints. Extra paints. This is what I use to remove clear runs on my clear. I have some basically different sizes. You don't need those. It's my other gun that I use. My other gun. Primer gun. Other gun. Stand to hold it. Reel. Electricity. My battery charger for my drill. Power strip. Now in this toolbox, I do have an assortment of tools. I have this gun here. It's also for my two-part epoxy. Every now and then I'll use that. I have my paper machine, guys. I love this paper machine. You will not find another one like this. You pull and you tear. Usually what you'll find is you'll find a paper machine with this handle. It's like this way. And it's very hard to kind of go around the corners. But with this, you can go like this, like that. I really love this tape machine. These are my mixing cups. These are my mixers. I have these. Basically, they're like little plastic ones that I use. When you mix up the paint, it has these holes where it allows the paint to mix up pretty good. Now this is the top shelf of my toolbox. I just have miscellaneous stuff, some welding gloves, some clamps, extra tubing hose, air gauges for my turbine gun. I have all my hand tools in here, pliers, the Bowie knife. I don't know why this is in here. I found it the other day in the trailer, so I just put it in there. I guess I had put it there some time ago. Just random tools, guys, just that I use, you know, in case my extension cords get cut. It's happened in the past where I have an extension cord get run over by a forklift and it cuts the wires. So I have these to kind of fix them. Over here I have all my washers and gaskets, combi putty, razor blades, parts for my guns, batteries, super glue, my paint cleaning kit. I think it's by, what is it, MAC brushes. Here I have my sandpaper. I have my stud pins, self-tapping screws, dolly, screw removal kits. You can remove screws that are basically hard to get out. My 1600 grit paper there. Is it by 3M? No, that's Merca. This one I have sanding blocks. I have another 2-part epoxy gun. I have an air hammer just in case I get a big job and I have to go do some contract work at a body shop with overflow work. Double-sided tape. I know it's a mess, guys. It really is. I need to organize a little bit more, but when you work in this field, like, you just kind of have to go and gun it. These are my propane torches that I use for plastic welding bumpers. I do use these a lot. This is my stud gun, my Makita buffer, my heat gun, big hammer, thinner, primer thinner. I think that's paint. That's my glaze. As you can tell, guys, this is the trailer that I work out of. I have my spray out cards here. If I need to do one, I spray it out. You'll have to use one when you got to do this. You spray out your cards when you do a tri-coat. And this is what it looks like. If I turn it, you can kind of see the layers of pearl. You'll see a line, which is kind of hard to tell, guys. But anyways, I save these just in case I get the same color again from the truck. I'll write down how many layers of base, how many layers of pearl, and what I'll do is I'll save this card and then I'll put it up against a new truck if I get another truck and compare. And if it's the same, then I use the same card for that new job. I have my extension cords there. I have this key box for keys, which is not very secure, but hey. A bunch of Brembo plugs, ear plugs. I put these inside the holes of the brakes so they won't leak brake fluid. My mask, fire extinguisher, and then just my board that I write on with the Sharpie and the erase. Now this is my what I use for the PPS system. I have a little small table, thinner, trash can, and this is my mobile dolly cart. I have a power strip on here. I have some hammers, some blocks. This is my inline sander that I use to hook up to a big 60-gallon compressor if I go to a shop and do some big contract work. It's been a while, guys. I try not to do that anymore. Sandpaper. I use Merca sandpaper. I love this paper. I've been using it for over 12 years, probably 10 years. But as you can see, it's kind of like see-through. right, this is good stuff, guys. Way cheaper than the gold paper that you can buy, and it lasts longer too. So I would recommend get a backing pad for your DA, which is this little interface pad. Kind of gives it a little cushion. It has a Velcro, and it protects the actual disc that's on the DA, so you don't have to replace the disc when the Velcro goes bad. What'll go bad is this interface pad, and once this interface pad goes bad, you can just swap it out, and it's cheaper than having to buy a whole new disc, swap it out, change it out. It's less work. But this is the trailer, guys. It's a little 5x8 swing open door. I have a canopy. That's my box of plastic, and you can tell, like, that's pretty much it. This is what I pull it with, my work truck. There it is, my setup. Now I do have a spray-in booth that I spray in. It's an inflatable booth. I use that for when it's real windy or I have big parts that I need to spray, such as fender flares or like a car. It has 2 blower motors, one in the front, 2 horsepower, and then another one that inflates the booth itself. The reason I have that canopy in there is when I deflate it, it doesn't go all the way down and pick up dust and stick to the roof. I'll put some bumper stands. Usually some of these I'll put in there to keep the roof from touching the ground and getting dust on top. I do clean the booths out every time that I have to spray. I'll wet it down and then clean it up real good. And then I also have this 5-gallon water tank. I carry this with me wherever I go, guys. And I put it in there. It's my little cooler. I use little bungee straps to secure the tarp down because it will fly off. And there it is, guys. This is my paint setup. I'm working out here in Sealy, Texas. I move around. I've worked as far as Beaumont, Galveston, Monroe. I mean, I've been all over the place, guys, and I guess I can show y'all maps. Every place that I go, I put a little star on the map to kind of keep track and see where a majority of my work is at, just as a visual, you know. I save it on Google Maps, and I'll show that on there, on this video. But that's it, guys. This is my setup. I know it's kind of unorganized and trashy, but you know, it gets the job done. So I do need to you know, kind of clean it up, so excuse the mess. But with that being said, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope it helped y'all out a lot to kind of know how I'm set up, how much electricity power I'm using. Everything I do, it runs off of just a regular household electrical outlet, 120, that's it. I don't pop breakers. The turbine works fine. It's a reliable turbine, and I will post links if you are interested in getting those turbines. I really recommend them, and they're very great at what they do. All right, guys, talk to you later. Adios.